This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Alrighty. Where you at, man? Where you at?
Over in Coral Gables, playing a little bit of pickleball.
Ah, pickleball. Okay.
Yep.
What's the latest in the world of the Canes and especially recruiting?
Well, I mean, like I said, they're gearing up for June. That's going to be the official visit period. Actually, the last weekend in May, I think, is when it actually starts. But we've kind of reached that dead period where all the transfer portal stuff has already occurred, and all the guys have left. All the guys that they pretty much wanted to add or have been added, and there may still be additions here at some point, depending on who else leaves and how many scholarships they have available. But we've reached that point in the summertime where the news is light, brother, and it's basically a lot of recruiting. Looking ahead to 25 and 26 guys, and not a whole lot with the current team.
So we're 3 years in, 3 off seasons in, right? Am I correct, or is this the 4th off season?
No, this is the third. This is officially the 3rd full off season that he's had.
Right, the 3rd full off season. How close is he to having what he wants in place, culture, program, facilities, all of that? Because obviously he was a ways away when he first took over.
Yeah.
How far is he from that tie being complete?
Well, I mean, look, most coaches, it ends up being a 3-year plan, right? Where you flip the roster. You're able to bring in, technically 25 guys per recruiting class. That was before the transfer portal even existed. And so now you're bringing in 30, 40 new guys every single year. So to me, this roster, he's had more than enough time to call it his own and to say, yes, that's my team. This is my culture, all of those things. This is, without question, now by the time you get to year 3, a Mario Cristobal team.
Yeah, and coaching, does he feel, because obviously you got to tweak that along the way too.
Yeah.
After the first year, he had to figure some stuff out because he didn't make the right selections. Where is he at now? Where do you feel he's not right now with that coaching staff?
Well, I think he feels like he's got the right offensive and defensive coordinators in place. Assistant coaches, I don't want to call them a dime a dozen, Big O, but
interchangeable.
They're just interchangeable every single year. And so what you want more than anything is an identity, right? You want an identity on offense, you want an identity on defense. I think the identity of what they want to be on defense has been established, and I think the identity on offense is certainly getting there. Now they have probably the right quarterback to run the offense that they want. I don't know that Tyler Van Dyke was that guy last year, particularly with playing with a slow pace. Where you run the football a whole lot. I don't think Tyler was built for that. I think Tyler was built to play in a fast system. So now you've got a quarterback in Cam Ward who I think can execute more of, the air raid that Mario wants to run and is capable of, buying time in the pocket when he doesn't have any and that kind of stuff. So to me, I think this is, without question, a Mario Cristobal built team. No excuses going forward with the model and the make of everything.
Yeah, no. Last week we kind of talked about it being a make or break type of year for him in a way.
Yeah.
Part of that is that's why I wanted to talk a little bit about the foundational part of it now, because that's kind of where you're at now, right? After you've kind of gone through again the recruiting and you've tweaked your roster again, and you've and the portal and all of that, and any coaching changes. We're 3 years in. You should be, as a head coach, if you're doing the right thing, by now we've given you enough time to kind of say, all right, you should be settled in with everything that you need in order to succeed. Because the one thing that we can take out of the element, that we were never able to say this. Hey, the school has given you, the administration has given you anything and everything you need. That's never been said about any coach at the University of Miami, ever. This is the first time we can say, hey, administration did everything you need. Now it's truly up to you now.
Yeah. I would say you're right. I mean, this is the first time in the modern era since all this TV money has become as lopsided as it is, and the conference realignment and everything else. You got to go back to the 90s and 80s to when everybody was sort of on a level playing field back then financially. Now, last 20 years, this is the first time a Miami coach can say, hey, I've got one of the best backing financially as anywhere in the country. So, they don't have an on-campus stadium still. That's still, I think, a hindrance for some guys.
That'll never happen. That'll never happen.
But in terms of everything else, I think everything else is certainly an even playing field.
Okay, so we'll wrap it up with this. There's 12 teams down in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Manny's 3 years in. He's got everything that Mario's 3 years in. He's got everything that he needs. He should tweak everything the way, like we just talked about.
Yep.
Is it fair for a fan to say, it's time for Mario to shit or get off the pot? He needs to be one of those 12 teams.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a fair assessment. I think winning the ACC or even finishing second probably gets you into the playoff. So yes, I think this is a put up or shut up year for Mario. He's got to do it. And if he doesn't do it, the only excuse that I think would be valid at this point if he doesn't do it is that his quarterback gets hurt and the whole season goes sideways.
Yeah. Really, I mean,
that'd be the only thing you could validate and say, well, you know what?
Yeah.
It's really hard to get good quality backup quarterbacks. He didn't sign any out of high school, really. Emory Williams is viewed as a project, right? He's a guy that might one day be Ken Dorsey or something, but not now, certainly not ready. I think, you went out, you paid good money for a really good quarterback like everybody else in college football seems to do nowadays, and got to deliver results. That's it.
Yeah. The only other thing I can see is, dude, if Ken Ward is not as good as we all thought he was.
Right.
That's the only thing that I could see. But yeah, you're right. Outside of that, so it's interesting, because we're going to ask Manny to do something he's never done before at the University of Miami, and he hasn't even looked like the kind of coach that can be one of the top 12 teams in the country so far. Right. So we're asking him to coach like he's never coached here at the University of Miami, and we're asking him to have the results that he's never had here at the University of Miami. Or, by the way, maybe even at Oregon.
Well, I would say at Oregon, at least he won the Rose Bowl. He got to the Pac-12 championship game. He's done some things in his career. Won at Ohio State on the road his last season there, a game that people weren't picking him to win. So I can't sit here and just say Mario's never had success, because he certainly has. He led FIU to places they'll never be again, probably. Right. So he's had success. I think it's a matter of, can he do it on a large scale? This is what his whole career has been building up to, right? Come back home, take over your program, rebuild it, have the financial support that you need, get the players through the portal that you need. Now it's time to go out and deliver.
Yeah, it's just it's terrible on my part. I just give the Pac-12 no respect. That's my bad.
Well, last year they were pretty good, but for the most part they have not been.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah. That's my problem with that. All right, what do you got going on in the Athletic, my friend?
Well, we've got a whole series of quarterback room stories coming out. Grace put out the ACC today. I have the SEC on Thursday. It comes out Thursday. Like I said, it's off-season time, brother. It's a whole lot of nothing going on right now. So a lot of previewing of the season, a lot of looking ahead to what's going to happen in the fall and analysis, those kind of things. And, I'll probably do another podcast here at some point. But I got to be honest, I'm enjoying the off-season. I'm enjoying my pickleball time, my coaching girls soccer, coaching basketball now. I signed up my youngest one for basketball, brother. I would encourage everybody who has a chance to coach their kids at least once in their life. I got to tell you, it's one of the most enriching experiences I've had as a dad.
There you go. Good stuff as always. Manny, appreciate you, my brother. Enjoy your day. Right. The week. We'll catch up on Friday.
All right, brother. Take care. Good seeing you.
Thank you. Canes wear, baby. They got anything and everything practically with the Canes logo on it. Heat gear, Dolphins gear, Marlins gear, Panthers gear, Inter Miami gear. You can get your Messi jerseys. I've got several Messi jerseys from Canes wear. Go check it out, man. Best place to get all your gear. Canes, Inter, you name it. Miami Dolphins, they got it all. And use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off. Go see Brett and Jeff and John, all the great people out there at caneswear.com.
O Show. This is the Big O Show.